IWCR would like to welcome you to the first ever race in tribute to the NFL. Tonight, all IWCR drivers will be donning paint schemes from their favorite NFL teams as a tribute to their devotion to the National Football League and their favorite teams. IWCR League ownership would also like to give special thanks to Roger Wagner, Randall Drake, and any other member of the iRacing community who were generous enough to supply some of the paint schemes you will see on the track here tonight. Sit back and relax and enjoy the show as the drivers of the IWCR take to the track here, run 100 laps at Talladega Superspeedway. Should be an exciting and action-packed race. Joining me in the booth here, my good friend and co-commentator here tonight for the race, Kyle Putz. Welcome, Kyle, and thank you for joining me here in the booth tonight.
Thanks, Rudy. It's an honor to be up here with you for this really good race that we're supposed to have tonight.
We're seeing all the NFL paint schemes out here on the track put on by the IWCR League. This has really kind of proved to be a very interesting idea. I kind of like the idea. What are you thinking of it, Kyle? I think it's kind of interesting.
I think it's a really good idea that all the drivers get to express what team that they like in the NFL, and I don't know, I think it'd be kind of cool to do.
Absolutely. So, joining the server here, we're probably going to have, I'm not exactly sure how many drivers we have on the track. It looks like maybe upwards of a little more than 20 drivers out here. I think they were expecting just a few more, but we may be pretty close to what they were expecting.
Yeah, 20 drivers for 100 laps around this place. Should make for really interesting races. We can see that the weather is a little bit different, so it seems like the cars will have a little bit more grip as it's overcast with winds out of the north at 11 miles an hour at a nice and warm 79 degrees.
Very cool. Wow, that's not right there. That messed up. For some reason that kind of messed up. All right, well, we've got coming down to about 7.5 minutes here until qualifying. So let's kind of run over the points real quick here, Kyle. Showing David Rattler in the top spot for the points. Patrick Crabtree looked like last week had picked up 3 spots, moving him into the second position. 32 points behind David. Michael Hungerford dropped 1 position, now 37 points behind the leader. So we're seeing a bunch of them going off the track here, and they're having a little pit party here. Sorry about that.
It's a pretty good sized wreck. Took about half the pit party going on the back.
So,
hopefully.
Okay, so getting back here in 4th place in the points, Zachary Miller. A cool 43 points behind the leader. Tied with him in 5th spot, Scott Hunsinger. And they're both 43 points behind the leader. So that's pretty tight battle there for 4th and 5th. Joe Roberts in the 6th place, 50 points behind the leader. In 7th, Galen Gidman, about 52 points behind the leader. So I'm kind of looking at the points here, and it looks like David Rattler having, like I said, that 32-point lead. But, boy, from 2nd, clear on back. Wow, I'm looking at clear on back here into about 15th spot. These guys all within about 60 points of each other. So we're going to have to see how they can hold up under the pressure here. Not sure if David Rattler is in the server at the moment, but...
David Rattler is in the server. He's in the 09 car. But as you're saying, with all of them being so close in points, and we're at a super speedway today, anything can happen. and I'm expecting to have a big mix-up in points after this race.
I think you're right. Yeah, this if the big one would come out and do like what we've just seen there in practice, take out half the field. Gosh, I hope our leaders and our point leaders don't get caught up in that mess. And but if they do, it could upset the points big time.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I'm sure most of these guys' strategies take it easy at the beginning. It's a long race, 100 laps, especially around this 2.5 miler, and just keep your nose clean and hopefully make it to the end. That's what I would do at least.
Yeah, we're still seeing a lot of guys really struggling with this. Alan Boes hits the wall a ton there on the inside. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what could be causing that. Maybe that was just a slight bumper hook or something, but it could be with the way that the wind's blowing. It's blowing at 11 miles an hour, which is mostly, it's about 10 miles an hour faster than what it normally does, and it can upset these cars, especially at this high rate of speed, so that'll be something to watch out for.
You're absolutely correct. Yeah, these cars are very, very sensitive to aerodynamics. If they did get a little bit of a gust of wind there that come across the track, it could be pretty bad for some of these drivers out here. They're not used to it.
And yeah, just watching this pit party come around, it seems like just the exit of turn 2 is where the car gets upset the most, so that'll be the key spot to watch. Hopefully you don't get anybody getting too aggressive down through there, as they all seem to be bobbling around. Just one big bobble can easily set off the big one, and just like that, half the field's gone.
Getting back here to the points, Thomas Brandner in the 8th spot in points. In 9th, Ross Cato. Ross dropped 3 points last week. I'm not sure maybe if he didn't make the race or what. I'm only showing 4 drivers that have made all the starts. That could be maybe why Ross Cato missed last week and why he dropped 3 spots. Alan Boes in 10th. So your top 10 there, pretty tight in points, all within 64 points.
Yeah, all within 64 points of the leader, but they're all within 32 points from 10th to 2nd spot. So
Yeah.
They got like a 20-something car field tonight, and I'm sure whoever Ellen Boss, if he gets a good run, I'm sure he can shuffle his way back up into the top 5 in points if everybody in front of him doesn't do so hot. So, like I said earlier, anything can happen today, and for one of these guys, I'm sure somebody will get a good boost in the points.
Absolutely. All right, so coming down to the 2-minute mark here till the guys start qualifying, and it's a pretty cloudy day. I noticed not going to get the shimmer off of these cars that I was really kind of hoping for out here, but just kind of wanted to make sure that I clarify that on the broadcast with these guys. They may look at it and say, well, that's not very graphic, but usually when the sun's shining on these cars and you get that shimmer off the windshield and the cars, it just makes the paints look 10 times better. And just kind of wanted to clarify that with everybody. But again, welcome again here to MaxSpeedTV, that we're broadcasting here for the IWCR League. And I'd like to welcome all of you here and hope you enjoy the show here tonight.
Just as you were talking about the paint schemes, I was watching a couple other guys go around the track, and I gotta say, I'm really liking this idea with the NFL teams being on the cars. I might lead to my next paint that I do next time I get around to it.
Very cool. Well, what's your favorite team, Kyle?
Well, if I had to choose one, I'd have to go hometown hero Green Bay Packers, but if I could choose a couple, I'd go along with the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers as well.
Very cool.
How about you?
Well, I used to be a Pennsylvanian, so I always had to kind of root for the Steelers, and I used to know Terry Bradshaw when I was a young kid, So that kind of made me an instant Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And but you know, I always liked the San Francisco 49ers. And I don't know, I always kind of, or the Washington Redskins, but they're kind of like, I don't know, washed up teams anymore, I guess. San Francisco actually is not doing too bad, but
no, they're not doing too bad. But one team this year that really has been catching my eye is the Kansas City Chiefs. But
yeah.
this is a racing show, not an NFL show. So
right.
Well,
all right. So everybody done practicing now, and Kyle, everybody's going to start lining up here for qualifying.
Yeah, everybody. Hopefully they get a good lap. I'd like to see the gap from first to last of everybody that qualifies. It's a just because it's a 2.5 miler doesn't mean it's the easiest place to qualify, and it still takes a lot of I don't know if you want to call it strategy or not, but how the guys run the qualifying laps makes a big difference, and hundredths can mean the difference between first and fifth or sixth.
Exactly right. So these guys all taken to the track here. We'll just pop up the old qualifying order here and wait and see how everybody qualifies. I think, Kyle, a big secret here is going to these guys trying to get try not to go 3 wide for a little while. Kind of maintain the 2 wide if they can. Get spread out a little bit. Race the track down. 100 laps here tonight. It's going to be a long race at Talladega. It takes about 50 seconds or 51 seconds to go around this track. 2.66 miles. In the draft, we'll probably see some times of 49 seconds. So, going to be a long race.
Yeah, might make a long race, but then again, if it's action-packed, sometimes they go by quicker than the quick 50-lap race where guys stay in a single file line the whole time. So it'll be interesting to see how they run the whole race, if they get risky and do run 3 wide, or if they just want to grab a partner and just ride around for a while.
That's definitely going to be what they're going to, everybody going to be out here looking for a dancing partner. And it's going to be very important to find that partner and try to stick with them. And they're going to have to switch up when they can. And try to keep their fenders straight. Keep the thing clean. I don't think they've got any shortened fuel load or anything, so that I don't think that's an issue. We're probably not going to see, I would say we're probably not going to see any tire changes on the first pit stop. We might see some right sides only maybe, but probably I think the pit window is about 42 to 45 laps. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I'd say about 40 laps should be the pit window. Yeah. It all depends though on draft and stuff. I don't know how much tape these guys are running, so the car normally that's tucked behind, the longer that it's tucked behind, you're going to save fuel, as everybody should know. And it just all depends on if guys run hard or not. If you run hard, it'll mean you have to pit a little bit earlier than the guys that just ride around for a while. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of pit strategy, because if you turn this into a 2-stop race, you have to pit around lap 40, then lap 80, and then go on from there. So you might see some guys short pit, you might see some guys just run it out, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, and you want to make sure you pit with your partner. If you don't pit with your partner and you lose that draft, you're going to be out there all by yourself, and you're going to lose a ton of positions. So definitely, you want to hit your box, hit it good with your teammate, and go out with your teammate. It's going to be the secret. Communication is always a big thing that I've always come across, especially in a drafting situation like this track is. Communication with your teammate's going to be a must. You've got to let him know when you're going to pit, if you're in the lead, or you got to be communicating with them. 2 tires, 4 tires, fuel only, whatever your pit strategies are going to be. So, all right, looks like Schweiker going to be on the pole there with a 49.595. Wow, very fast lap.
It's moving pretty good around here, and then seeing second place, only 2 1,000ths of a second separate getting first from second. So, like I said, just because it's a big track doesn't mean qualifying times are going to be far apart. As you see, I mean, everybody's within a tenth of each other from first to 10th.
Yeah, so they're, yeah, definitely. That's the qualifying time is just going to be where you're going to start. That's all. You know, it's keeping your car clean and keeping it up, trying to keep it up front if you can, and staying with your partner.
Oh yeah, and like you said a little bit earlier with staying with your partner and talking with your partner and stuff about pitting, you want to also make sure when you're coming into the pits that you communicate. And what normally one person dives down to the inside wall when they go to start the brake to get to the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, and then you have one car kind of stay out towards the track a little bit more, because you don't want to be right behind one another and somebody brakes earlier than the other and then both you guys are out. So communication is key.
You're right, yes. All right, looks like we're coming down to the closing seconds here of qualifying.
Yeah, they got about 4 minutes left to qualifying, but it looks like everybody's put their lap in, so just maybe they're giving drivers a couple minutes to relax and kind of stretch out real quick before they have to buckle in for 100 laps of 200-mile-an-hour bumper-to-bumper racing.
Yeah, I think they were going to have a little pre-race go over the rules and things like that. So I think, you know, which is probably a really good idea. Just kind of run over the rules a little bit with everybody, make sure everybody's on the same page. You know, about wave buys, lucky dogs. You know, when they give the wave buys, if they give them, I don't know all the rules. So, but they're probably covering all that with the guys now. So that's very important.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's always a good thing to do right before a race, especially a big race like this, with it being a league race and it meaning it has so much on the line that everybody knows the rules and they're being told the rules at the beginning, so that way you don't have some shady things going on, that this is how it is how it's going to be run. Everybody knows, everybody's been warned. And I mean, just so you have a fair and clean race, and that's what I'm sure every driver is out here for. That's what I'm here to see. I'm sure that's what you're here to see too, and all the Twitch viewers.
Yes, sir. Definitely. I've never broadcasted a race for this league before, so this is new to me. If I do mess up somebody's name, I apologize beforehand. I will try to pronounce them the best that I can possibly pronounce them. I'm not the worst pronouncer of names, but I'm not the best either, so I apologize in advance.
Just remember, we're both human. We all make mistakes, so.
That's exactly right. All right.
So it looks like we're.
Go ahead.
We're got 2 minutes left of qualifying here. It seems like drivers' meeting is about midway through, so hopefully everybody's getting on the same track, and I'm ready for this race to start. How about you?
Oh yes, definitely. I think it's going to be a really good one. I like to cover races at Talladega. It's one of my favorite tracks to broadcast. A couple different reasons. There's a lot of room there's a lot of room for error on my part because I'm not saying I'm perfect at this. I've only been doing this I don't know, about 6 or 7 months. I'm not sure exactly, but I try to do my best, and it gives me a little bit more room for error out there, and with a bigger track like this, so it takes them a lot longer to catch up to the pace car,
Well, that too, and it being a bigger track, it's a lot wider than Daytona. I think it's about 2.5 lanes wide or something like that. So if you make a mistake, you got a little bit of space to recover. But even though it's a bigger track, though, I mean, they're still moving 200. They'll be exceeding 200 miles an hour without a doubt going down the backstretch. So it's just, yeah, it's a big track, but just got to keep your car underneath you and keep it under control, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, I was talking about my mistakes. You know, I've got a lot to handle here. You know, in the booth, running the cameras, and so I've got to make sure I've got enough room for error on my mistakes, and hopefully nobody catches them.
Well, looks like I'm already 1 for 1 and make mistakes, but nah, I've watched your broadcasts. I love your broadcasts. You do a great job. You're one of the better broadcasters I've seen, and you're always improving, which is one thing that I really like. Always looking to do better, and that's why I'm just so glad to be up here with you calling this race.
All right, thank you. Okay, as everybody takes to the track now, we're going to wait for everybody to get down here on the track, and we'll get up to our leader, and we'll give you a rundown of where everybody's at. So, all right, as they're all starting to grid here, we'll just kind of slowly run down through the gridding order. John Schweikert starting on the pole with a 49.594. In second place, the number 58 of Logan Sheets. In third place, Chris DiPietro in the number 20. In fourth place, the 47, which he has not gridded yet, Patrick Crabtree. In fifth, the 03 of Jonathan Eason. In sixth, the 99 of Michael Hungerford. In seventh, the 22, which has not gridded yet, the Scott Hunsinger. In eighth, the 21 of Alan Boes. In ninth, the 09 of David Rattler, which is our point leader, by the way. David Rattler starting in the ninth position. In 10th, the 24 of Thomas Brandner. In 11th, the 91 of Barry Jacobs Jr. In 12th, the 27 of Brian Wildesine. In 13th, the 69 of Ken Worley. In 14th, the 33 of Paul Cremary. In 15th, the number 12 of Ross Cato. In 16th, the number 6 of Joe Roberts. In 17th, the 07 of DeAndre Artis. In 18th, the 56 of Donald Stewart. In 19th, the 88 of Matt Kingsbury. In 20th, the 32 of Brandon Fernapfel. In 21st, the 43 of Ray Kingsbury. In 22nd, the number 10 of Terry Griffey. In 23rd, the 73 of Aaron Burge. In 24th, the 29 of Christopher Perryman. In 25th, Randall Drake starting in the number 9 car. In 26th, the 18 of Johnny Foley. In 27th, the 39 of John Batista. In 28th, Bill Jett in the 62. In 29th, the 28 of Zachary Miller. In 30th, the 14 of Greg Slake. In 31st, the 45 of William Vandiver. In 32nd, the 44 of Zachary Calasis. In 33rd, don't look like they, looks like the last two here. Oh, we got Galen Gidman starting on pit road in the 34th spot. So, all right, let's get back up here to our leader as they're coming around now, getting ready to take the checkered flag.
Would be taking the green flag there, Rudy.
Green flag, yeah. Thank you. I'll get it. And, our leader here, John Schweikert, bringing him around. I'm so sorry about that. Wow.
That's alright. We all make mistakes, Rudy. I think he got the John a little excited there. He thought he was taking the checkered flag already.
He wishes.
I would have been wishing. This is going to be a hard race to run.
All right, pace car ducks off. Schweikert bringing him down nice and slow. Green flag. There we go, green flag.
We got one car already jumping out on the outside going into the third lane. I don't know if he's just getting out of the way or what, but he's going backwards.
That's what it kind of looks like there. The 99 of Michael Hungerford way up high. Let a ton of these cars go by. Sheets trying to come up the middle, right up in the middle lane there, but Schweikert pulling away, being pushed by Chris DePietro. Those two getting hooked up right off of the bat. They may be teammates, and looks like they're going to really start pulling away here a little bit. The cars right behind them all single file, but they're not drafting. They're just trying to hang on to the draft of them too. The 58 of Logan Sheets hanging right on their bumper.
With one lap in the book, John Schweikert, sorry if I butchered your name, leads first lap.
So Michael Hungerford going clear back to the 24th position after that start. So not sure what was going on with him, but he lost a ton of positions on that start. Now on the high side, Alan Boes going up on the high side, and going with him, Thomas Brandner. Thomas moving quite a few positions up. Those two hooking up together. Got something working on that high line if Thomas can stay on him. They're trying to get right into that draft. Oh, man. Leaving Thomas out there hanging to dry all by himself. Oh, that was not good. Wow.
I have a feeling that's going to come back to stab Ellen in the back later on in the race. That's not what you want to do, especially early on.
Yeah, you don't want to leave your teammate up there hanging high and dry, but
you want to make friends, not enemies.
That's right.
And I think he just made an enemy.
And Thomas going to go way back, and he's going to lose all them positions that he gained up there with Allen. Thomas clear back here, started in the 10th position, and he is back in 10th position. So, wow. I'm sure he's not too happy about that move.
No, I wouldn't be either. Now he's all left alone. He might be losing the draft to these guys and might have to fall back and find himself a partner that's behind him.
He's hanging right on the back bumper there of Barry Jacobs, trying to stay up there. Maybe them two can hook up together and go up on the high side. You know, if everybody here wants a teammate, they're going to have to look for one, and you don't want to be the odd man out. Right now they're even up, pulling away from the field by a little bit. So let's go back here to the 11th spot. Now 1.7 seconds behind these leaders, Brian Wilson. Brian back to 13th. Okay, so Ross Cato now moves into the 11th spot. So Ross Cato pulling these cars around, and it looks like he's running the Saints paint thing. So nice looking car. Good looking car, Ross. I do have to say this does look pretty cool with all these. I know I said this earlier, but just putting them nose to tail like this is pretty good. Pretty good thinking by all these guys to put this on, and pretty good race strategy to get single file like this, especially this early on. Schweikert's still out in the lead here. Hasn't given up that lead the whole race. Has led all the laps so far. 5 laps in the books. Working on number 6. Looks like pretty much everybody knows the tail, trying to run these laps down. I don't think anybody's out here trying to bid for the lead right off of the bat. But we do have some cars now coming on the high side. Looks like the number 24 there of Thomas Brandner, trying to get somebody to go with them. If they can get 4 or 5 cars up on that high side, I believe they can get a run on this inside line.
Oh yeah, definitely. You got a couple guys lined up and willing to all work together. You can pass that inside line if you are on the outside, because the side draft is just so strong, and if you just line up nose to tail, the draft just gets so strong, and you'll be doing over 200 miles an hour even in the corners at some point. So they can work together, they can get up there, but looks like right now John's got the strongest out front, as the rest of the guys just seem to be riding around, not even on one another's bumper yet.
Thomas Brandner now working up on the high side. Ross Cato going with him. These guys, if they can get 4 or 5 of them up there, they may start picking up some positions. Somebody said now there's so much tape on these cars with the fixed setup that you can't push for very long.
Yeah, I heard with the fixed setup, I think they run like, don't put this to me, but I think they had to run like 50 or 70% tape or something. So you can push for about half a straightaway, but you need to get that nose in air if you do push. But just to be safe, I wouldn't push anybody, not quite yet.
Right, yeah, definitely. The Schweiker's still up here, has led every lap so far, only been 1 leader. Logan Sheets in 4th position, Alan Boes still in 3rd, after he was hooked up there with Thomas Brandner and dumped Thomas off and ducked in the 3rd spot. Wow. Now somebody did pull out in front of like the 03 of Jonathan Eason does pull out and starting to work with Thomas Brandner on that high side. And those two motoring up here. Look at them coming up through on that high side. Wow, Kyle, they're really moving.
They're moving, but I'm wondering how long that the 24 can push him, because with the tape and stuff that we were just mentioning, he can only push for about straightaway, so I don't know yet.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was...
That's definitely not something that you want to really... you don't want to overheat these engines too awful much, because you will do damage.
Oh yeah, if you get them running hot enough, they can blow up and super quick, and your race will be over just like that. But they're looks like the 24 is going to be waving bye-bye to his to Alan, who left him earlier on in the race. So
yeah, so far.
Joke's on Alan.
Line really now a little bit tighter of a group. This front Ford kind of tightening up a little bit. Not too happy about them guys up there on that high side. And it looks like Jonathan going to dump off Thomas. Thomas needed to get some air in that radiator of that car. Them two now take over the lead.
They have the lead, but Thomas was unable to dive below Jonathan, so he'll have to hope that whoever that is in the 12 behind him gives him a nice shove, maybe get him the lead, so that way he can keep that motor cool and be able to lead a lap.
Going back here to Ross Cato, we'll kind of take a ride with Ross Cato here. See, take a little ride along with him and see how things look from his roof cam. Looks like a pretty tight group up here. These guys, Thomas Brandner right ahead of him now. On the inside of him, Chris hanging in there. John Schweiker back up in the front of Thomas Brandner. And those two do clear the 03 of Jonathan and come back down in front. Now Ross Cato up on the high side.
I'm starting to question a couple of these guys and why they're running this hard this early. We're only 12 laps in. They're looking like they're running for the checkered flag in 3 laps.
And yeah, Thomas really running hot up there in the front. Got to stay out on this high side to get some air into that motor, because if he doesn't, he's going to blow it up. Ross Cato coming up on his tail really quick.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to see, is the 2 lead cars having to come unpaired and they just lose all their momentum, and then the pack just catches them and swallows them right up, and that can cause some problems with people having to check up or swerve out of the way or something. That's one of the triggers to the famous big one.
Schweiker back out in the lead and doing a good job of it. Jonathan Eason right on his bumper. Those two may be even trying to get something going.
Looks like they're trying to get hopefully something going, get it going back in the right direction. As it seems like the top line is falling back. Caution's out.
So let's go back here. Whoop. What happened there? It looks like he may have pulled the plug or something. Okay. I didn't catch where that was. Catch where that was?
No, I'm looking back to right around where the admin was on the track when he threw it, and I don't see anything.
Wasn't thrown by. Oh, okay. Randall Drake, our admin, threw the caution flag, so there was no wreck. It was just the admin threw the caution flag. So caution coming out, thrown by the admins here on lap 14.
Still a little bit confused on why it was thrown, but maybe it was something that was pre-planned that we had missed when they were having their drivers meeting or something.
Could be. Could be a competition caution on lap. It could have been, just determined before the race, or like you said, competition caution maybe on lap 14. So let's see what these guys are going to do. If anybody's coming down on, looks like everybody's coming down on pit road. So we'll watch all these leaders come down on pit road.
Looks like the whole field's going to be coming down. Just my guess would be just top off on Sunoco race fuel. I don't think anybody would be taking tires, but you never know.
And I'm going to slow this down so we can watch these guys and see if anybody does take 2 tires or 4 tires or any tires. It might be just fuel only. I would probably just take fuel only. I don't see anybody changing tires. And Schweikert is away.
Eason took 2 tires and fuel, the 03 car.
So as we get caught back up here to the pace car, we did have a couple of guys staying out. Randall Drake stayed out, and Thomas Brandner. So Thomas Brandner now leading a lap.
I think that that's great strategy by Thomas just to get the lead lap. I'm not sure if I'm sure they have a bonus point or something in their league scoring system, so it's a great strategy by him, especially this early on in the race where you can just stay out, lead a lap, and maybe he'll come down this time and just top off, just go to the back, just so that way he got his bonus point. That way he doesn't have to worry about it until he tries to lead the last lap.
I wonder if we could go down there and get a word in with see if we can get a word in with Randall Drake. What do you think?
I think that would be a great idea.
Whenever they're done talking. I don't want to walk all over them guys. He's coming in pit. I don't want to upset his pit.
You could talk to him when he comes out, but it sounded like they were discussing an incident that happened on pit road, but
okay.
So real quick, after that's all said and done, as looks like lights on the pace car still on. John, I'm not even gonna try his last name again. Still in the lead.
Schweikert.
With Alan Boes. Yeah, Schweikert. There we go. With Alan Boss coming out second, Chris Petro in third, Logan Cheats fourth, and Jonathan Eason in fifth.
Very good. We'd like to get down here and talk to somebody, but we keep talking.
I'd say just go quick jump down there and see if you can get somebody to talk to you.
Logan Sheets, this is Rudy Cummings in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Logan, how's the racing going out there today? Is it cars seem to be pretty tight, or is it good racing? Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, it's going pretty good. Just trying to take it easy. Long race, save some fuel.
We've seen the caution come out on lap 14 there. Was it just like a competition caution, or was there something that we didn't hear about in the meeting, or what?
I'm not sure what happened. I heard there was a car spinning on the back stretch, and then I believe the caution was thrown.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot. We just weren't sure because we couldn't find anything, but well, go get them today, and wish you luck, and have a safe race.
Thank you.
All right, so let's make sure. Okay. All right, so everybody's starting to line back up here as the Schweikert leads them around again, and we're going to be going back to green flag racing this time by Kyle.
Time for the action to pick up where it left off. Hopefully that was some pretty good racing, but like you heard, unfortunately there was a car stop on the racetrack, and that's not a good thing. So
Right, exactly. I did kind of want to point out here our points leader, David Rattler, running in the 10th spot. So David having a good run so far today. He wants to try to stay up there to maintain that points lead. He doesn't want to give our second place guy a chance to catch up to him. So good job, David.
But for David, the guy that he's trying to stay in front of, Patrick Crabtree, is actually lining up in front of him in 8th position. So both of them are right there.
Well, he has a 32-point advantage. So
yeah,
he's got a little bit of a cushion.
That's a big cushion.
Yep. So I'm not showing any cars a lap down. Everybody is still on the lead lap. So very good. That's pretty impressive for having that many cars out on the track. 32 of them going around here, and all 32 of them on the lead lap. So great job by these guys. All right, pace car getting ready to duck off here.
Hopefully these guys can just get back in their line and ride around for a little bit. Still got a long way to go, not even a quarter of the way done as the pace car dives in.
Schweikert leading them down. And the 21 of Alan Boes right on the outside. Green, green, green. Something that always kind of feared me a little bit when you're out there. Sometimes I've noticed some guys hit that gas just right and clean smoke the tire on that restart. And these guys actually did a really good job on the restart. So great job by these guys.
Yeah, that was a very clean restart. Is coming off it too. He had Alan Boes drop from the outside lane down to the inside lane. Very smart move.
Maintains that third position. Good job by him up there staying in that third Logan Sheets now in the 4th position. These guys starting to come around. Getting these cars back up to speed takes about a lap. And nobody's immediately pushing except for the 22 and the 47. Scott Hunsinger and Patrick Crabtree both pushing the daylights out of each other on that high side, hooked up, trying to get a run to get by these leaders.
I'm starting to wonder who the brave guy is that's going to jump out to the outside with them. I know if that were me on the inside, I'd probably try it, but looks like nobody's going to do it as the 22 gets about even with the 1 as they swap here going into 3.
Guys high, right back down and picks up the spot. Good swap. That was a great swap.
That was very nicely done, as that didn't really seem to check up that high side or really anybody at all. They got that done really quick. Drove right back to his bumper and then coming right back to the front again.
Scott Hunsinger in the 6th position now. Slides back a couple positions, but still right there in striking distance. Now, if they can just get Team 19 back up with the 47 of Patrick Crabtree, they can probably head back up toward the front again. But he's down on the low line and wants to stay there, it looks like. The 09 on the outside. The 09 of David Rattler, our points leader, now in the 7th spot. Up on that high side, coming around with Barry Jacobs in the number 91.
I don't know though how much they'd be able to come forward, because it seems like it's only the 2 of them and there's some gap between them as actually another car hops up behind them, so maybe they'll start making their way to the front now.
Ross Cato jumps up there and pulls a bunch of guys up there with them. And this is what they need. This is what they got to do to get that top line working. Everybody's dumping them off and going down to the low line. Wow. So Ross Cato pulling about 4 or 5 of them up on that high side himself. These guys, I believe, if they could get tighter together, they could probably get something working really good on the high side and get by these leaders.
Just seems like there's a lot of indecisive guys out there yet, which is not what you want to be, especially on a super speedway like this. You got to make a decision and go with it. If you want to go with that high side, you got to go. And as you saw, you got a couple guys that were still a little weary about it and tucked their tail and dove back to the inside. So I don't know about that outside line yet.
Ross Cato now in the 8th position, pulling the number 6 around with him, Joe Roberts. And company behind him. We see a lot of dancing back in the pack, going 3 wide way back there.
It almost looked like to me that was a little bit of wiggle off of turn 2 that we were talking about earlier with the wind. Hopefully everybody's just able to keep on controlling it. They're going to have their hands full.
Yes, they are. 11-mile-an-hour wind could really wreak havoc with this car. David Rattler, we're going to ride on board with David here, but we're going to look back on the rest of the field and see how the field looks coming up behind him. These guys all tight together. David running in the 6th position, staying on the low line, good and tight.
Seems like with the whole field you can't fit. It's only about a couple inches from one guy to the bumper of the next car, so everybody just seems to be nice and tight but keeping their distance yet. Just they all know they're only 23 laps into it and they got a long way to go yet.
And you know, I consider that really, really smart strategy on all these drivers out here. You know, being safe about it, being careful. And I'm sure there's probably one heck of a lot of communication going on between the drivers, I am sure.
Oh yeah, even when you're not pushing somebody, you still got to be talking to them. Maybe a couple guys are planning on making a move or something that they're figuring out. They could be testing on how strong the draft is just for later in the race when they do have to go make a move and make that charge to the front. As one guy jumps down to the apron and he holds on to it as the rest of the field slides up so he can save it. That was the 99 car of Michael Hungerford.
Oh, okay. He fell
he fell all the way back to 25th that it has him as.
Yes, he is. Wow. All right, so good save on his part. Still trying to maintain some ground there, though. 2.8 seconds behind the leader, though. So it's still a pretty tight field here. There's many laps to go. That's not really out of the realm of the possibility of a win being that far back. Not with this many laps. These guys are going to have to make some green flag pit stops. Hopefully none under caution. I don't want to see any of these guys tore up. I don't want to see any of these NFL schemes tore up, Kyle.
Nah, well, as long as the Packers one stays clean, I'll be alright. But
alrighty then. Okay.
Nah,
go ahead.
I'm just kidding with you now. I want to see all these guys finish it. I like seeing where we had 34 guys start. I'd like to see 34 guys finish. But
Aaron Burge on the top line there in the number 73. Pulling Ross Cato around with him. Those two trying to really get something working up there again. The 6 following right in behind him of Joe Roberts. Joe Roberts running in the 9th position, but these guys all nose to tail, trying to keep something working on that high side. They've got to. They'll never, if they all just stay in line, nobody's ever going to pass anybody. 2 lanes here at Talladega is pretty much a must.
2 lanes and sometimes even 3 lanes if you really want to risk it, but I'm sure nobody's going to try 3 lanes unless the front has to swap or something. But seems like they're still trying to figure out that second lane as they come up a little bit and then they drop back and come again, and I don't know if they'll be able to make it work or not.
Crabtree now up to the 6th spot. He is a couple of positions ahead of our points leader, David Rattler. I say that like a rattler snake, but it's Rattler. Sorry about that. So them guys really making a good run here. Now David Rattler back to the 9th position. Crabtree up to the 7th. So a lot of switching around here. These guys really working that high side. And the number 20 of Chris DePietro ducks to the outside and going to go along with the 73.
I think that
Aaron Burge, those two, man, I think he got tired of riding in second there for a while. He needed to get some air.
he might have, but I don't know if that was a smart move or not. As we saw a little bit earlier on, that top lane isn't really able to go anywhere. As you can see him fading off, going backwards. So not the right thing to do, but it almost looks like the leader is trying to pick him up the best that he can.
And now Alan Boes there in the 21, right on the bumper of Schweikert.
It's coming out of 2, coming down the backstretch. 20 on the outside with his partner in the Vikings car. I don't know who that is. They got a great run. Maybe they'll be able to stay door to door. He's that side draft in the corner. But they drift up a little bit too high and then they're going backward.
Scott Hunsinger back up to the 13th position, staying right in this pack with these guys. And this is the pack that's kind of pulling away from that back end of the field by quite a little bit. We'll kind of go back through the field here a little bit. Bill Jett in 18th, Ray Kingsbury 19th, Michael Hungerford back to the 20th position. Matt Kingsbury 21st. Zachary Miller, I got him in 22nd, but I think he's back a little further than that. They haven't crossed the line yet. Up on that high side, Thomas Brandner now trying to get something working on that high line with the number 29. Those two hooked up together. I believe the 29 is Christopher Perryman.
So even though they've kind of separated themselves from the main pack, they're still doing what they can do and hopefully catch up with these guys. I mean, unless it's all strategy to ride around back there, which I would agree with that as well, but they seem to be having their own nice little race back there.
Yes, they are. Christopher Perryman and Thomas Brandon now getting hooked up, and they're reeling in this front pack because they're pulling away from that backpack. So they're having a great run here together. I know those two have run together many times before, so great run by these two. Back up here to the front. The Kingsbury brothers running together. Matt and Ray.
All the way up front to the leaders. Chris Petro has taken the lead from John and actually pulled down in front of him, so we got a new leader.
Alright, yes he is. It's right up in the front here. Chris Petro in the lead. Now John Schweiker going back to the second place.
Aaron Birds are just able to give just enough of a push that he would be able to, that Chris would be able to come down and clear John, and it seems like John's just going to push him away from the field now.
These guys, leader here, pushing 204 mile an hour coming through that crowd. John ducking to the outside. Sure, he wants to get a little air in that radiator. I don't think he thought that he'd pull out there to pass, but he wanted to get some air in that radiator. And it looks like he is going to pull it up alongside of them. They're going door to door down the backstretch. John trying to get a run on him. I don't think he's going to be able to do it up there all by himself. The 73 now of Aaron Burge catching up to John Schweikert, and they may get something working up there. Ross Cato pulling along with him. These guys really motoring on that high side, though.
Yeah, I was wondering if maybe John was pulling out to see if Alan would come with them, but Alan had his was staying in line. Smart thing to do, but now John's going to be paying the price for it.
We've still got 32 cars on the road. This is really good. Randall Drake now 23 seconds behind this lead pack. So let's go back and see what's going on with him. He's back here 24 seconds behind the leaders now.
You might want to come back up front real quick, as John got a great push from the 73. Got about to his door, but now he's actually, they came disconnected, and John got back in line in the third spot.
Good job by him.
You got cars coming down pit road.
Can you get a number on it? Who's coming down?
We have the 88 came down, the 44 came down, the 18, 62, 28, 69.
Okay, watching all these guys as they come down pit road here, yes. A bunch of them stopping. I don't see anybody changing any tires. Fuel only pit stops.
Fuel only is the right way to go, because every second in the pit equals about 100 feet on the track, and especially here you need every second that you can get, so just quick fill her up and get out and go.
Watch and see when our leaders are going to come down pit road. We've got 6 of them kind of pulling away from the back part of the field now. They're going to put a few of the guys a lap down.
I'm just wondering if these leaders are going to be coming down here in the next 5 laps or so. You would think that they'd be running low on fuel.
Yeah, I think it's been a while since I ran here, but I think the pit window, I think you're right, with the Gen 6, I think is around lap 38, 39. I was thinking the trucks, I think you can go about 42, 43. And it looks like
leaders are coming in.
Yep, leaders are coming down pit road. So let's follow along with them and see what their pit strategies are as they get them things woed down to 55 mile an hour pit speed.
John had a near perfect entry as I was tracking him, and I thought he was coming in hot, but he was able to pass up Chris for the first place spot and get it under 55 miles an hour. So great job on John. That'll be a game changer.
Yes, sir. he gets out first. He gets out ahead of these guys. These guys coming out with a full head of steam, and they are going to get out ahead of Chris.
I give all those guys props because that was a lot of guys to be having to slow down from 200 miles an hour to 55, just that short of distance.
Yeah, that always makes me kind of nervous when I don't like to pit with a whole bunch of guys because it's hard to find your pit stall for one. You know, I mean, you got it marked and you know about where it's at, but when everybody's on there, it gets like a mass confusion, and it's hard for you to find your pit stall sometimes.
I mean, it's hard just to pit with a partner, but to pit with 15 other partners, it's tough to do.
Schweiker coming out there with the 09 of David Rattler, a points leader. So, you know, this is really good for David, coming out ahead of a lot of these guys. Alan Boes, our leader now, just coming off of pit road. But that's going to change as Schweiker looks like Alan's still in the lead. I believe when it's all said and done, I think Schweiker's going to be back out in the lead.
That is how it's going to end, as Alan Boes did come off the pit road, but right now he's being passed by John, so. John coming with a full head of steam with a great push from your points leader, David Rattler.
They settle back into the low side now and come across the line. Let's see where Schweiker's going to be. And he does take over the lead again, so great job. I think Schweiker's going to be the one to beat out here today. Kyle, what do you think?
Yeah, it seems like he's got the strongest car. And I was just looking here real quick. One of the guys that got one of the worst ends of this green flag pit stops was the leader that when they were coming in, Chris Petro. He actually is without a partner right now, and he's all the way back in the 10th spot. So that's not good for him.
Yeah, you're right. He's just trying to maintain, hanging on to the draft here, hoping to pick up a partner. So great, try on his part in the 10th spot, but 8th spot, excuse me.
He's just got to hope, though, that the line of cars that he's in now are able to track down your lead four, as they're all running nose to tail, and they might be able to pull away if they stay like that.
Yeah, these guys back here about 1.2 seconds behind the leader.
I will say, though, that was a pretty good round of green flag pit stops. Normally on a super speedway, you get green flag pit stops. Everybody just comes so spread out, and you only get like 2-3 guys running together. But you got the whole pack still running together. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with. Here we are, 40 laps, and we have not had any cautions due to any wrecking. We had that caution that they threw some questionable thing or something about the pit road or something, so they threw the caution on lap 14. Other than that, we have been caution free 41 laps now. Great race by these guys.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, it was either going to be a super quick and fun, exciting race, or it was going to be a long and boring race. And right now, it's a quick and exciting race. You kind of surprised me when you said it was already lap 41. I wasn't thinking we were that far in.
Yeah, it won't be long here. They're coming to take lap 42. It won't be long. We'll be right up here at the halfway mark. Been only about, I'm showing about 50 minutes of racing so far. We're already 42 laps into the race. Thomas Brandner now back in the 20th spot. I kind of wanted to stay with him. He's one of my good friends and everything, but I kind of want to stay up with him and make sure I know where he's at. He's a good friend, and he's kind of the one that got me into this here to begin with, Kyle. So, I got to give a big thank you to Thomas for that, getting me involved in broadcasting here for IWCR. Thank you very much here, Thomas.
Yeah, and I'd like to give Thomas a thanks, because if it wasn't for him giving you the role, then I wouldn't be up here having a blast.
And I wanted to thank you again for helping me out so much tonight. It's been great to have you in the booth with me again. So, all right, so getting back up front here, Rattler still in the second spot. As he's staying right on the bumper of Schweikert, but we've got a run on the high side here. What's going on with this high side?
Well, you got Barry Jacobs Jr. being pushed by Joe Roberts, and they came from like 4 or 5 cars deep all the way up to the front.
Yeah, Barry Jacobs in the lead now.
They timed that perfectly as they were just able to clear John and sneak down right in front of him, get that motor cooled off a little bit.
Great running by these guys here. Kind of looking, take a look back on them. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to throw the old speed cam down, and we're going to watch these guys as they come around the track in the speed cam. I think this is a really cool perspective for the viewers to see what it looks like when you're sitting here watching them go right over top of you on the speed cam through the tunnels. It gives you a perspective of the speed that these guys are running at the track, 200 mile an hour.
Don't blink, you'll miss them.
Yeah, they sure do book by fast.
I mean, you gotta think, those 2.5 miles that they're going around in 50 seconds, they're moving.
Yes, they are. All right, so back out in the front now. I'm showing Brandon Fropnefel is
Yeah, it seemed like he either got a good push from John or Alan. I wasn't quite sure who it was, but he was able to tuck in behind him as Alan making a run on his outside through the tri-oval.
Yeah, and if he can get that up there, he may be able to do something there. The 04 Galen Gidman. Galen Gidman up there, and what is that, the 04? He's running the Green Bay Packers paint scheme. Those two trying to get something going up on the high side. Ross Cato now back into the third spot. Right behind the leader. I'm not sure if they're going to try to maybe work together. Only these guys know. They're out there communicating and they know who they're working with. But John Schweikert now in the third spot, coming up right behind Galen Gidman. Oh, Galen ducks down to the inside, leaving John Schweikert up there by himself, working with the number six of Joe Roberts.
It almost looks like the 12 car when he was tucked up behind Brandon. Almost looked like he was just riding for a little bit, as he wasn't really as tucked up as Brandon is to your leader, Galvin. Hope, as you have a wreck in the back.
Oh, we got a big one here going on. Let's go back here and we're going to kind of watch this from a far chase view.
99 of Michael Hungerford.
Watch this in replay. It looks like he was going to take it 3 wide going up the middle, and somebody on the outside going to come down and tap him, and that's going to send them two spinning. And that looks like, gosh, I can't get a fix on that car. I can't get a fix on them. So, all right, well, you seen it there, the 99 kind of getting tapped in the side. Did you see who that was that tapped the 99?
That was Ray Kingsbury or Burry.
Oh, okay. Ray Kingsbury?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. It looked like they were both going for the same car's draft, and they got confused on who was taking it and who couldn't get it.
Yeah.
But
like might have been a little bit of trying to revenge on that. Like somebody come up through the pack and tried to take somebody out. But everybody coming down on pit road now. All of our leaders.
It just looked like Ray was trying to catch a field and downshifted or something when he came and caught him.
Schweikert coming down on pit road. Let's see how good of a pit stop he does. Some of these guys, he slides into his pit. Some of these guys might want to... Oh, he does. Right side tires going on. And left side. So changing all 4 tires on Schweikert's car might have been a good call. He can make it the rest of the way and won't have to worry about tires at all. Good job by these guys getting back out here. That's going to put John back to the 15th position. DeAndre Artis going to be our new leader.
Yeah, it'll put John back into 15th, but with it being a super speedway, you can see him back up front within 4 or 5 laps. So
yeah,
I say it was a good call. It's 2 laps shy of lap 50 to put 4 tires on it. That way you know you're good to the end. If you do go green the rest of the way, you know you can just take fuel and you'd be able to make it. So good call by John.
Most definitely. I wonder if we can get down trackside and get a word in with him.
Same up.
John Schweikert, this is Rudy Cummings in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I'm good. Go ahead.
Yeah, John, we've seen you stop. You took 4 tires. I'm not trying to give away your strategy, but I think that might have been a really good call on your part. How is the racing going on out there today? Are you enjoying yourself and having a good time?
Yeah, having a real good time. Just decided that the past couple stops we haven't taken any tires, and the left side seemed to be wearing just a little bit, so not afraid of it being too bad of an issue. Maybe just some speed might scrub off, but we'll get back up there. We're having fun.
Well, that's what it's all about, buddy, having fun, and wish you the best of luck and bring it home. Like to see you in victory lane today.
Well, this Bengals car's not going to be waiting too much longer. We'll be back at the front here in a few laps.
All right, there you have it. He's going to try to get that thing motored back up to the front. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on him, Kyle, and see how he does.
I'm sure we won't have to watch him too long. He's got a lot of motor in that Bengals car, like you said, so yeah. I'm sure he'll be prowling his way back to the front quick.
We do get a wave by. Somebody gets a wave by there. I'm not sure who that was.
That was Zachary Chalice in the 44 car.
Okay, Logan Sheets in 10th. Scott Hunsinger in 9th. Patrick Crabtree now in 8th. Alan Boes in 7th. Joe Roberts 6th. Ross Cato in 5th. Barry Jacobs 4th. David Rattler, our points leader, in 3rd. Brandon Frapnofel, I believe is how you say that. Anyhow, in 1st, Galen Gidman. Galen Gidman leading them around. Good to see Galen out there in the front. I believe he started on pit road. And
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and here he is leading the race. Look at this. He started 33rd.
I even like it a lot because he's in a Packers car.
I believe we've got 2 Packers cars out there today. I think the 21 is a Packers car. Alan Boes.
Yep. Yeah, and I got Galvin and Alan a little confused earlier when one of them was being pushed up or pushing somebody up to the front, so I apologize for that. That's what happens when you get 2 identical cars on the track.
Yep. Well, I'm pretty impressed with the racing so far. These guys are really putting on a great show out here. First caution of the day. or well, actually the second caution of the day, but the first one because of an accident. The first one was thrown by the admins. Might have been debris on the track or something, not sure. But the first one thrown by the admins. We've had 13 lead changes. I mean, wow, that's pretty amazing.
13 lead changes for 2 cautions, and how tight that racing has been. That's pretty good so far, only 50 laps into it, so halfway mark.
Yes, sir, halfway, and hopefully we're gonna see the second half is gonna be just as exciting as the first half. The lights are off on the pace cars, so everybody doubling up, and we're going back to green flag racing this time. Bye, folks.
Hopefully everybody got a nice little breath there, took a drink of water or whatever if they had it with them, and they're buckling down to go another, hopefully another 50 laps under green with one more round of pit stops left and go on to the end. It should be pretty good.
I like to see green flag pit stops, Kyle. It kind of makes me feel like it's all about the driver and how good he can get in and off a pit road, and I think we've seen some awesome pit stops by some of these guys today.
Oh yeah, definitely. With the first round of pit stops, I was kind of surprised. I didn't see anybody mowing the grass, so
Yeah.
I give all the drivers props for making it all into pit road safely. I didn't see anybody have to come down twice for speeding or anything, so great job by all the drivers.
Schweikert already back up to 12th as everybody got cycled around. Going to be starting on the outside, so let's just kind of keep an eye on him and see how fast he can get back up to the front.
So even under caution, he's gaining spots.
Yeah. Galen now leading them around. The pace car's going to duck off here in just a minute. And we're going back to green flag. Pace car's off. Galen leads them around here 68 miles an hour. Green flag. We have a green flag, so let's get these things back up to speed here. Going to take about a lap to get these cars back up to speed. David Rattler sucking right up on the back bumper of Galen, wanting to get up to the lead here to lead a lap. I'm not sure how the points are regulated, whether you get a point for leading a lap or not, but if they are, he'll get back up there, and if he can lead a lap, that's an extra point for him.
Coming down the backstretch, you have Brandon Fronapo. Sorry about his name. But he got a great push out to the front, but it looks like he's going to be left alone as Barry Jacobs Jr. is going to be getting a big push from Joe Roberts, and he'll probably be leading this lap.
Oh yeah, definitely. Boy, they've got a heck of a head of steam on that high side. Look at them motoring about 5 of them pushing hard on that high side. They've got one heck of a run up there, and wow, Barry Jacobs back up into the lead. He's already led 2 laps, so no stranger to being out here in the point.
Question is though, how long can they push nose to tail like that? As you see, Joe Roberts jump to the outside. He's probably getting really hot. He'll be cycling to the back and getting that engine cooled off.
As the 47, Patrick Crabtree there, the guy that's second in the points, is now trying to push on the back bumper. Oh, excuse me, Crabtree taking the lead. Crabtree out on the point now.
He's trying to get every bonus point that he can get in order to chase down David Rattler, because Rattler's got a big lead in points, and that one bonus point may come in handy later on in the season.
Oh yeah, and Rattler going clear back to the 8th position. Has not led a lap yet, so there's a bonus point that Crabtree's got that Rattler does not have.
A pair of cars I've been watching behind as Crabtree took the lead is the pair of Packers cars with Geldon and Allen going nose to tail. I was waiting for them to jump to the outside, going on the backstretch. I'm sure they're waiting a time of move to be able to get back up to the lead.
We've got 3 wide right behind these guys. Look at that, 3 wide coming down through the trioval. These guy's maintaining really good. The 6 on the high side, staying up and trying to keep it off of the wall, but not wanting to get down. He can't come down yet. And the guys are almost 4 wide coming around. The 6 going to go way back, losing a ton of positions there.
As the 6 goes backwards, the 1 of John is still coming forward. He clears the 12 as he's giving a big push to Brandon right now.
Joe Roberts going way back. Crabtree.
Wreck in the back, point. 1 flipping.
Oh, we got a wreck again? Okay. Oh, boy, did we ever. What the heck was that, the wreck?
He got 07, just the car that was flipping. That would be DeAndre Artis. Well, as you try to find that, I'll basically explain what happened. They were going 4 wide down into turn 3. You got a pair of cars tandeming, and it looked like they went to swap on the high side. One of them came down too far, clipped DeAndre, who got turned into the outside wall and went for a wild ride as he flipped a couple times.
Oh boy! Oh yeah, I got it now. And oh man, that looked pretty bad. So DeAndre, pretty much. Oh man, it looked like it blew his engine too. I believe that may have taken him out of contention for the day. It looks like the 68 or the 88 was the one that tried to take it 4 wide.
I don't know if they were going for a swap or what, but 4 wide here does not work, as they found out the hard way. But such a shame that he had to get taken out. As I mean, he might have been at the back for strategy and didn't work out his way.
Okay, everybody coming down on pit road now. And I think what we're going to wind up seeing here is we're going to wind up seeing a lot of these guys trying to stretch it from here to the end.
You got contact on pit road. 9 car got spun.
Schweikert slid through his pit stops. That was going to be costly. Had to back up. Oh man, that was costly to him.
Schweikert slides through as Randall Drake got turned going into his pit stop and hits the inside wall hard.
So everybody stopping and topping off their tanks with fuel. And we'll get back up here to our leader. It looks like Aaron Burge going to lead him around this time. So Aaron Burge going to get 1 lap in for leading. And great run. Great run. I don't think he pitted. I think he stayed out on that.
I think so too. That was a good call by him. Be able to get that bonus point. And he'll probably be coming down this time, just top off on fuel just like everybody else.
You know, we've got guys, Galen Gidman there in the 6th spot. You know, he has pitted 9 times. And he's still running in the 6th spot. So that's pretty impressive. Most all these other guys have pitted 4 times, except for our leader, Aaron, there. He's only pitted 3. So, yeah, might have been a good call on his part. Or maybe we'll see him come down pit road this time. I don't know.
It just shows how quick, though, with Geldon pitting 9 times, how quick he can come from the back to the front. And I mean, anywhere else you run one of the cookie cutter tracks or anything, if you pit 9 times, you'll be 4 laps down. But here you can do it without running into problems.
And you know, the fastest one on and off pit road was Jonathan Eason. He had a 3.9 second pit stop. That is fast. Filling up with fuel and away.
He must not have had a lot of fuel to put in the car, as looked like they only had about 8 laps on their fuel load, so just quick top off and go. But that's still a quick stall or quick stop to get in there and get out that quick.
Yeah. Next fastest one was John Schweikert with a 4.2 second pit stop. So, man, these guys in and off pit road. And even though, you know, that John Schweikert slid through his pit stop and had to back up, he still come out. He's still 10th in line. So, great run. Great comeback for that.
I hope all these guys are paying their gas men well after this race.
Yeah.
But I was wondering how quick John would be able to get back to the front, as he sounded pretty aggressive when we last talked to him. But still hanging around 10th. Unfortunately, like you said, he slid through his box. So we'll be keeping an eye on him yet to see how quick he can come to the front, if he does.
So a little bit of a cloudy day. Looks like we got a little bit of rain back in there off of turn 2. So hopefully the rain will stay away. We can get the rest of this race in as they come to the line to take lap 59.
Yeah, hopefully that rain does stay away. It looks pretty threatening. Looks like it's almost got the whole racetrack surrounded. So
yeah, as long as it stays away, we don't want to have the race called for rain. So
I just say let them race even if it does rain, but that's just me.
yeah, let's put some rain tires on that and away we go, huh?
Yeah, that'll work.
That's what they do in Indy cars. They put the old rain tires out. And
do it in everything but NASCAR. I mean, look at F1.
Yep. All right, so everybody going to start doubling up here as the lights probably are going to go off on the pace car. Yes, they do. So everybody going to start doubling up, lining up, and we're going green flag racing the next time by, and they're going to take lap 60. So we'll have 40 to go.
I wonder how much more entertaining it can get. I mean, they were running 50 laps, and now with everybody seeing that we only got 40 to go, I'm sure a couple guys are going to start making the move, get their way to the front, and they'll be running hard, I'm sure.
Yeah, this is caution number 3. And they've still had 17 lead changes, so wow, that's pretty impressive.
That's pretty good. What do we have? 13 at the last caution, so within 8 laps, they had 4 different leaders. That's pretty good.
Yep. That's pretty impressive. So, all right, Aaron Burge leading them around here, cruising down the backstretch here, right at about 70 mile an hour. Going to bring them to the green flag once again.
I'm going to be curious to find out if you'll have anybody jumping around and get with a partner and start getting things going. Wonder if those Packer guys are going to be able to get back together. They seem to be pretty fast, so we'll find out here in about half a lap.
Crabtree now starting in the third spot. Looking back here, David Rattler starting in the 8th spot. Those two obviously battling out for points, and Crabtree trying to stay ahead of Rattler. So pace car going to duck off here in just a second. And it does. Aaron leading them around here at that dreaded slow speed of 71 mile an hour. Green, 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 and here we go, back to green flag racing. Thank you for joining us here today. This has been a pretty fun race put on by the IWCR League, and I want to thank them for letting me broadcast this. This has been really, really fun, and hope we can come up with a good partnership here, and we'll be doing more broadcasting for them.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's been a blast here as we actually have 3 wide for the lead. Aaron Burge got left without a partner as he falls right through the center of the 2 tandems.
Yeah, lost quite a few positions on that. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but Patrick Crabtree back out in the lead now.
Crabtree in the lead, but Easton has a great push on the outside from Sheets, and he'll be leading that lap.
Yes, he does, and him and his partner come down the hill right in front of Crabtree. Good job by them two. It looks like Logan Sheets there in the second spot.
They are still moving with a head of steam.
Those two partnering up. Everybody trying to follow right in their footsteps coming around this track.
Look on the high side though, second car in line pushing Aaron Burge is John Schweigart.
Yes, he is.
Looks like he's getting tired of running in line, and he's just going to go all the way to the front as they're coming up quick on the outside.
He is just pushing the daylights out of the back bumper of that 73 car of Eason. So he is definitely on a charge for the front.
I talked about guys making their move. He's making his move to get up front, to get himself in position. If he can get up front and ride around up there for a while, he'll put himself right in contention. So good move by him on the outside.
Eason's still in the lead here at the moment. Logan Sheets now ducks to the outside. Goes with the 73 right up in front of the 73 there of Aaron Burge. And that's going to kind of, he's picking up the speed of that high line. I think he's seen that the high line was starting to make a move and him wanting to get up there and lead some laps. So he ducks out in front of Aaron Burge, and now they're coming on the high side.
But look who's pushing Easton on the inside. You got Crabtree trying to pull away from the field a little bit, trying to see if them two can check out.
Okay, and now we've got some shifting around back in the pack here. These guys starting to feel their oats a little bit. But Jonathan Eason's still out in the lead. Logan Sheets now in third as he ducked back to the inside. Leaving that outside line, Aaron Burge way back here now in the sixth position.
Seems like that outside line just backed off a little bit. They're trying to regroup, maybe cool off a bit, and make one more push to hopefully get them all up to the front.
Yeah, I think Jonathan Schweigart there, I think he's probably is trying to cool his motor off a little bit. I think he got a little hot there because he was pushing the heck out of that 73 car.
Crabtree and Sheets and Alan Boes all jumped to the outside of Jonathan Easton going on the backstretch. I'll jump up to the high line.
And they're starting to pull away a little bit from the field. And we don't see that too much here at Talladega anymore with these Gen 6 cars where the two-car tandem can actually pull away from the rest of the field.
Well, especially with how they have the tape configured now, with how warm it is and the tape, you really can't check out that much because you can only push for about a straightaway, and that's about it.
Crabtree up here now led 4 laps so far. I still think I'm looking back here. I want to look back at Rattler. I don't think Rattler he still has not led any laps yet. He's running in the 10th spot right now. Still has not led any laps. Logan Sheets trying to stay on the bumper of Crabtree as best that he can.
He's trying to do the best that he can, but he was pushing him for a while, so he's probably running hot, and I don't know, it's kind of tricky to cool off these engines the way that they are, so doing his best though, I'll give him that. A little bit of a bobble coming out of the corners. It looks like they got 3 wide, or just they all fanned out going on the back stretches. A pairing of Joe Roberts and Thomas Bernier going backwards on the way outside.
Going back here to Aaron Burge. We'll ride along with him on his roof cam and just see how good this racing is up here. This looks like it'd be a lot of fun in this pack. They got a pretty good run on the high side. He has to lift a little better. He's going to rear end the 18 car. Johnny Foley, we haven't seen Johnny Foley up in the front today, and here he is running. Right now he's running in the 6th spot.
He's another one of those guys that he was probably just timing it, riding around for the first half of the race as Alan Boes dives to the inside, getting out of the way of Jonathan Schweikart, sorry.
Still seeing a lot of jockeying for position up here, and I think everybody really still has been undecided for a partner. Maybe they're just saving it up for the end. Maybe they're communicating here, trying to look for their partner on the track, but they don't want to lose track position either. You know, if their partner's way back behind them, they surely don't want to like fall back and pick them up. So hopefully their partner will get back up to them sometime between now and the end of the race. We're on lap 68 now out of 100. Been a good race so far, Kyle.
Oh yeah, it's been a great race so far as Jonathan Schweikart is getting a big push down the backstretch by, I missed who that was, Johnny Foley, and looks like they're trying to time it and get him out to the front and hopefully get down in front of the leaders.
Schweikart pretty much back out front now as I'm showing him in the lead. You know, they cross the line here, coming through the tri-oval, crossing the line. He is in the lead. Johnny Foley ducks down to the inside. Those two going nose to tail. Johnny drifts up the hill now, picking up the 73 of Alan Burge. John Schweikart, not sure what lane he wants to be in right at the moment.
Looked like he wanted to go back up top for the 18, but he knew that he was running hot and he wouldn't be able to push him for long, so it was a good call to fall in right in front of Crabtree, as he knows that he hasn't been pushing anybody, so he'll be able to stay out front with fresh motor behind him.
I'm just like thoroughly impressed with the driving that these guys are doing out here. You know, just knowing that there's 11-mile-an-hour wind out on the track, and these guys happen to deal with that. And we've seen some 2 wide, we've seen 3 wide, and I think a couple times I even did spot a little bit of 4 wide. Briefly, but they went 4 wide. So we're seeing a lot of jockeying around and back. I don't think the guys really know which lane they want to be in. Oh, we got 3 wide coming through the turn right now. Johnny Foley up on the high side, the number 20 on the right in the middle there. Chris DiPietro trying to get a run on that high side. Pulling along with him, it looks like Thomas Brandner coming with him.
Looked like Chris went to shoot the gap and said, "Excuse me, coming through," and he took advantage of it, as it seems like everybody that he was going around is going to the back now.
So Thomas Brandner has moved clear on up the hill. Now he's ducking out to get a little air on the outside there. Chris, and looks like they're going to lose what they gained a little bit there. John Schweikart back out in the lead here, continuing to lead. Now has led 36 laps of the 100.
You just got to remember, though, Thomas and Chris, they were almost losing the draft about 5-6 laps ago, so a big recovery by them, just get themselves back in the middle of it, almost put themselves in the lead. Great job by them too so far.
Definitely, that's for sure.
Seems like everybody.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to go back here to Galen Gidman, and we'll do a little roof cam on him and watch as he comes up through here. Actually, you know what? I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll do
Might want to come up front here real quick, as you have Crabtree, Sheets, and Boes all jump to the outside of Schweikart and leave him hanging, as we have one car diving the pit road. That's Jonathan Eason, and he spins on pit entry.
Oh no.
looks like he just locked him up. He was coming in a little hot, and just sent him around. Kept it out of the grass and everything, but he'll lose a lot of time from it.
Well, he was way back in the 29th position, so he may have just wanted to get the heck off of the track here, and I believe he was about to go a lap down, I believe, or something there. I'm not really sure what was going on there. I'm showing Aaron Boes way back. He had stopped on pit road. So we are seeing some green flag pit stops.
Yep, Aaron Burge did follow him down, so I wonder if that was some sort of strategy or teamwork or something to get them two hooked up. But
Could have been. Now Aaron 43 seconds behind the leader, but the leaders are coming up behind him really quick. Because he's out here all by himself, nobody to draft with, and the leaders are just barreling up on him. Thomas Brandner in the lead now. Look at this. Being pushed by the number 20 of Chris DePietro.
I'm really shocked at how quick they came back to the front. They had that charge about a couple laps ago, then cooled off, and so they were going, and they went for it as John's coming on the outside.
Yeah, Schweikert getting a run on the outside. The 27 of Brian Wilson coming with him. John dumping him off now and coming back down the hill. Christopher Perryman going to pick him up. Christopher Perryman picking up a ton of positions here. Christopher started in the 24th position, and here he is running in 6th. Well, I take that back. He's running in 2nd now.
Starting to look like every man for himself. I don't think anybody really has a true partner. They're just using one another to get up to the front, and then they're leaving them as John gets left.
Yeah, Christopher Perryman dives to the inside, trying to see maybe if he can't lead this lap. And it looks like he is going to lead that lap. So Christopher Perryman leading the lap, getting that valuable point.
It almost looks like everybody's trying to shuffle John to the back. They all know he's got a really strong car today, and they'll use him to get to the front, and then they'll try to send him packing, but he just keeps on getting grabbed onto by one another, and luckily enough for him, he's staying up front.
Yeah, he keeps on keeping on, don't he? Wow, he's definitely strong.
He's running out of partners, though. I think he's tandem with about half the field by now.
He's losing a little bit of time here now. He's starting to fall back. He falls back to about 4th position. As Thomas Brandner now back up into the mix here in the 04 in between now. The 04 of Galen Gidman. In the 2nd spot, pushing the
caution is out.
Oh, caution's out. Oh, we got a slider on pit road. Jonathan Eason sliding on pit road again. He was running in the 29th position up here with the pack. Looks like he's gonna peel off here and come down pit road. And he does. He peels off to come down pit road, and it looks like he was hitting it pretty hot, trying to slow it down. And coming to the lines, wow, he's still doing a ton of speed here, and slides it across the pit line, going way too fast. So, all right, well, there you got it. Jonathan here bringing out the caution as he gets caught back up to the field now. So I think we're going to start seeing probably a lot of these leaders, Christopher Perryman, these guys may come down and top off that tank of fuel, don't you believe?
I would think so. I mean, the last time they pitted was about around lap 50, and they knew that they had to pit one more time before they'd be able to make it to the end. And I'm sure the caution, they all have to take advantage of it, otherwise I don't know what they'd be thinking.
Right. You're absolutely right. Schweikert there in the 3rd spot, so we're going to have to see what these guys are planning on doing. We may see some out there try to stay out and stretch it. I don't think it's stretchable. That's too many laps.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, they can run, my guess is about, would we see 34, 35 laps on a full tank of gas, and they had to go 50. I don't think they can stretch it that far.
Nope. So this will take fuel out of the equation now. Christopher Perryman, our leader, coming down. Let's see what he does on pit road here. He slides into his pit stop. Right side tires he's changing. And he's away. So right side tires and fuel, and he's away. He's got to jockey around some of these other cars that are stopping. Seen a lot of guys taking tires. And it looks like Christopher Perryman is going to maintain that.
John Schweigart takes fuel only, as there's a couple cars that I saw only take left side tires.
Okay, Brandon Frobnefell staying out. I think he may have been off pit sequence, Kyle, and he's staying out. So, for track position.
I don't know if that's the right call.
Yeah, he's been pretty strong here today. So, yeah, I think we're going to have to see how this is going to play out for him. We've got a couple lap down cars in between them, as Christopher Perryman is our second place guy. All right, so let's go down trackside here. What are you thinking? We'll see if we can get a word in with Christopher Perryman and ask him how it's going today.
That sounds good.
Christopher Perryman, this is Rudy Cummings in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Rudy, I got you.
We seen you stop there. You took right side tires. What other kind of strategies you got to stay up front? You've came from 20th or 24th place, I believe it is, and you've led a couple laps. What kind of strategies you got for the leader?
I planned on spending most of the race in the back, trying to stay out of trouble, and once it was time to go, to get up front, and the time to go went and gone, and I decided to get up here.
All right, well, great job, Christopher. Go get him, brother. Like to see you in victory lane. Good luck. All right, so there you got it. The guys all having a good time out there, sounds like, Kyle. Like to be out there racing with them, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd love to be racing with them. The way that they've been running in the tight pack like that's a blast to run. You can only get you can only run like that if you're with a good group of guys, and these guys all seem to be really good behind the wheel and be a blast.
Definitely.
Now, one thing I still am wondering is if we are going to really get a big one or not, because we haven't seen it yet.
You know, and in the way these guys have been running, you know, they've been pushing it so hard, and everybody trying to get up there and at least lead a lap or two. You know, you're absolutely right. We haven't seen the big one yet today, and who knows? It may be yet to come.
Hopefully, it doesn't come, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's Talladega. It's a super speedway race. It's bound to happen.
All right, so let's kind of look here. Crabtree now in the 6th place, or second place in the points, but he's running in 5th place. I'm sorry. And let's see, Rattler back in 12th. Rattler is our points leader. And now looking at 3rd place, Hungerford. Hungerford is way back in 23rd position, and he's 3rd place in the points. Not far behind Crabtree, only 5 points behind Crabtree, but still running, you know, kind of decent. At least he's out there running. Has not led any laps yet or anything, but
He could be one, though, that's waiting for to time everything. I mean, like we were saying earlier, he can go from the back to the front within a couple laps, so he could be waiting.
Oh, Frobnefell is on pit road, stopping, so our leader relinquishing the lead to Christopher Perryman. Propnefel gonna stop in his pit. He does a slow slide into his pit stall, and it looks like he is just gonna top off his fuel on the way. We've got a lot of people in the back of the field coming down pit road now.
I was wondering about Brandon with the fuel, about staying out, because I don't recall him pitting off sequence with anybody, so I was just wondering if he was leading the lap, and apparently that must have been right.
Yeah, I think that's what he wanted to stay out and lead a lap. So, but I believe he had led some laps. Yeah, he's already led 3 laps. So Schweiker led the most laps so far, 37 laps. And I'm showing him in second place.
Maybe Brandon was just trying to get a little airtime.
Christopher Perryman leading him around. Here's the lights go off on the pace car, and we're going green flag racing this time. 20 laps to go. When they get the green flag and cross the line, it'll be 19 laps left to finish here. Still quite a bit of racing yet, though, and it's going to be really dicey now. These guys are really going to be pushing it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm going to be excited for this. I mean, 20 lap little shootout here that we're going to have at the end. Anything can happen. Anybody can win it basically as they stand. So I'll be excited to figure out if maybe one of the Packer cars can get the victory lane.
Yeah. Schweikert's starting on the outside of Christopher Perryman, and he's been fast all day, so we're going to have to see. He's going to be up there with Patrick Crabtree. We'll have to see if Crabtree can maybe push him out to the lead.
I don't know. Bengals beat the Packers last time when they played them. Maybe the Packers can beat the Bengals this time.
All right, the pace car ducks off. Perryman leading him around.
He goes right away.
Looked like he went right away. So, wow. Getting a little bit of a jump on the field.
Spreading them out. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. Is he's kind of left with a partner as you have Logan Sheets and Thomas Bernier coming up behind him.
Schweikert happened to duck down onto the low line and now fall back into 4th place. So Perryman kind of catching the field off guard there.
I think he caught about half of them taking a nap, so good strategy by him.
Yeah, I don't think any of them anticipated him doing that. So. And he didn't really just like floor it. He kind of feathered it down and then he tromped it. So great job by Christopher on that.
That was a great call.
Yeah, it looks like the back part of the field has really fell back a long ways. Going back here to the 14th spot, about a second and a half behind these guys. But if we go further back yet, go back to 22nd spot, this guy's 5 seconds behind that lead pack. So he really caught a lot of them sleeping on that start.
5 seconds back after about, what was that, a lap after they were all bunched up.
Yeah, about a lap and a half maybe. So Schweikert now really doesn't have a partner, just trying to barely hang on to it. All right, so coming on the outside now, Logan Sheets getting partnered up with the 47 there, the 47 of Patrick Crabtree. Those two trying to come high and see if they can't get something working on that high side to get back up into the lead.
I don't know how that's going to work out, though, as Perryman's got a great push from the 24 behind him coming down the backstretch.
Yeah, him and Brandon are really hooked up. Those two have raced together quite a few times that I know of, and they are league members in other leagues, so great job by them two. Thomas now backing out a little bit, wanting to get a little air in that radiator, I think. And boy, he's kind of wadding the field up behind him. And it looks
he's wadding them up.
Yeah. Sheets going to pull out ahead, taking Crabtree with him. So Logan Sheets back out in the lead.
They caught a nice little break there when So the 24 car had to go backwards a little bit. They were just able to quick drive away from him and put themselves right where they need to be.
Looks like we've only had 4 cars take their cars behind the wall for the day, so not bad. Ken Worley, DeAndre Artis, Matt Kingsbury, and Jason Berg all had to take their car behind. Well, I don't think Jason was in the race, so 3 cars, I would say. Logan blinking just a little bit. That could be costly for him time-wise. A blinking car out there, it's hard to draft on a blinking car. The guy's going to get a little freaked out behind him. He's blinking a little bit. So we'll stay on Crabtree here. He's not blinking. Brandon right on the tail of him. Christopher Perryman coming high. Coming up high with the 21 of Alan Boes. Alan Boes back up in there.
It's been a while since we have seen Alan up there. We've normally seen that other Packer car.
Now coming up on lap traffic, and they're going to go 3 wide down the front stretch.
And that was Brandon, the leader, who had pitted with when they came to 1 to green. So
right. He's going to go a lap down then. Wow. See, that was a bad call by him that had to pit. And I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe he got caught speeding on pit road and he had to stop. I'd almost bet on that.
he may have gotten caught speeding, or maybe it was from that restart. Maybe something happened in the back that we didn't see, and he got a bad end of that whole deal.
That could be. Checking on our points leader, running in the 7th spot, David Rattler. Having a pretty good day out here. These guys really having a good clean race. As they come to line, they're going to take 13 to go. Christopher Perryman's still pulling them around.
I don't know, with 13 laps left, I would hopefully wish that I'd have a for sure partner, as it seems like a lot of guys are still dancing around trying to find somebody to work with.
The 58 dumps, goes up to the high side, and Logan Sheets trying to get, we got a bunch of them, and they save it.
Question is, can they all get back on track?
That was real close.
That was the 24 car. It looked like he lagged right through everybody, so.
Oh my. And caution.
And the caution's out. And that was a thrown caution.
Oh, okay. Well, we wondered what happened there. So actually really no caution there, so okay. Good job by these guys now. So we're going to have probably about a 9 or 10 lap, about a 9-lap shootout, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to either be about, I think it's 7 laps by the time they get everybody slowed down and pacing and stuff, so.
Okay, could be, yeah.
But either way, I mean, single digit amount of laps left, everybody's got to buckle in, hold on tight, and hopefully everybody will be able to make it to the end.
Schweikert way back in the 9th position. I think he might have almost gotten caught up in that. A lot of people were diving and moving around trying to miss that, and he may have been one of them that tried to avoid that wreck, or near wreck, I should say. That
was one of the only times that iRacing's netcode has come in handy, where everybody was able to drive through them.
Looks like Christopher Perryman, they're not going to pit, are they? He's coming down like he's going to come down on pit road.
Nope.
He gives them the old fake out.
If that were me, I would have taken the cone with me, but I don't know if they would have liked that or not.
All you got to do is just bump it a little bit.
Move it in just a little.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, you hit that cone fast enough, it could do front end damage, especially here. Aerodynamics are so important.
Alright, so Christopher Perryman leading him around. Logan Sheets is going to start second on the outside. Crabtree in third. DePietro in the 5th. in 5th position. I'm sorry, I got that messed up there. These guys kind of jockeying around a little bit. It's kind of messing me up. Alan Boes in the 4th. Petro in 5th. Bear Jacobs in 6th. Ross Cato 7th. Bill Jett 8th. John Schweikert starting 9th. And Scott Hunsinger in the 10th, the top 10 there. So great job by these guys. If we can maybe get down there and maybe we could get a word in with, let's see if we can get a word in with Donald Stewart.
Sounds good.
Well, the admin saw it.
Donald Stewart, this is Rudy Cummings in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4.
Great job there, Donald. You're running in the 11th spot. How's your racing going out there today?
Well, so far so good. Going as planned. I didn't want to get too aggressive at first and save my car for later on. And now it's later on. It's time to go.
10-4. Well, good luck out there, brother, and maybe we'll see you in Victory Lane.
Thank you.
All right, so look, sounds to me like everybody's really having a great time out there, Kyle. And you know that's impressive. You know, these guys having such a great league as this, man, and these guys have been running so clean. I am so impressed with the driving styles out here.
Yeah, it sure has impressed me with how tough that it is to run this close, and how good everybody's been able to run it with each other and so close to each other. It just seems like there's a lot of respect being shown and a lot of give and take. Normally you just have a lot of people have a lot of take and no give, but everybody's giving and taking, and they're all working together. They all know they got to make it to the end somehow. So a lot of great driving out here.
And I'm showing 27 cars still on the lead lap. I mean, that's really awesome.
27 cars out of 33 starting. That's pretty good, especially at Dega.
We still have 30 cars on the track out of the 33 that started. So that that is quite impressive. I mean, that's a mark that these guys have really set a precedence out here for running a clean league. You know, as a couple of these cautions have actually been thrown by the admins. So we've had 5 cautions. So if you take the 2 out that have been thrown by admins, we've only had 3 cautions.
Well, I'm not sure you can take both of them out, as if the net code really hadn't happened that last time, there would have been a lot of cars wadded up. But either way, a lot of good racing by these guys. I'm very impressed, and as this being the first time that they've been broadcasted as a league, they've left a great first impression on me. I'm sure a lot of the viewers out there, and hopefully we get them. We'll be able to broadcast them, as they all seem really well, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Definitely. All right, so hopefully the lights are going to go off on the pace car this time. And I think some of these guys out here might be doing a little conservation on their tires and fuel, just to make sure that they have enough, to get to the end, which I'm sure they do. But we see a couple cars down on the low side. But coming to the line here, let's see if the lights go off this time. I believe they did get the one to go. And they do go off, so we have 1 lap to go, Kyle, and we're back to green flag racing here. And we're going to have 8 to go when they come to the line.
8 to go, and hopefully we'll have 8 green flag laps, as hopefully everybody's going to be able to go with the leader. Maybe he won't jump it this time, but I'm excited to see how this one finishes. Hopefully everybody makes it across the start-finish line with 4 tires on the ground.
Exactly. We don't want to see anybody upside down.
Although that is style points for finishing on your lid, but I don't. I don't know if I want to see that in league race, not this. One guy I'm still a little bit eerie about is if John Schweikart can make his way back to the front. He was at the front at the last restart, but got shuffled back with that little incident going down the backstretch. He'll be restarting 9. He's got 8 laps to get to the front. I wonder if he'll be able to get there.
Well, we're going to find out here in just a minute as they're coming around turn 3 right now.
Another guy, you got your points leader, David Rattler. He'll be restarting 12th. He's 9 spots behind second place Patrick Crabtree. So either Crabtree's got to go backwards or Rattler's got to come forward or something to close that gap. Otherwise, Crabtree will be gaining some points.
All right, so Logan Sheet's going to be starting on the outside. Let's see if he can get up there. Pace car ducks off. Perryman takes right off like a rocket, like he did the last time. And these guys want to distance themselves from the rest of that field just as fast as they can distance themselves. Him and Patrick Crabtree now working together.
Seems like, though, he's still spread out the field a little bit, so great strategy going right on the pace car again.
And, you know, I've always seen that work out really good, too. You know, that pulling, when the leader jumps the field like that a little bit, it does kind of spread the field out, and I think it makes it a little bit better racing. As now they leave Christopher Perryman on the low line all by himself, nobody to draft with. 4 of them go high on the outside. Patrick Crabtree going to take the lead up in the front here. And a lot of guys going with him as they dump off Christopher Perryman. Perryman going to fall back to the 5th spot right now.
Oh, and there's no doubt in my mind that Crabtree's not staring at his rearview mirror right now, trying to keep Sheets behind him, because from what we've seen earlier on in the race, Sheets is not afraid to jump to the outside. So Crabtree's going to try to make his car as wide as possible. Even with 6 to go, he's got to stay up front if he wants to win this.
Absolutely. Schweikart now back to the 8th position. Doesn't immediately have anybody working with him. 20 car of Chris DiPietro trying to get up to him. Had pushed him before. Maybe get up there and help him again. The thing of it is you find a partner like that, you don't want to dump him off. Take him with you, at least if you can finish second or whatever, but don't dump him off, guys.
Looks like the second or the 3rd and 4th place car of Alan Boes and Barry Jacobs are making the move on the outside.
Got a little caution here. Oh, we got a bunch of them wadding up in the back here.
A lot of guys going for rides.
Who the heck was that? Did you see who that was?
You got the 43 cars involved, 14 car. A lot of guys that were running back there.
Randall Drake. It looked like a bunch of guys come up on. Oh, there it was right there. Randall Drake getting tapped in the rear. Let's go back and watch this again. We're going to go in slow-mo.
It's almost like there were 2 accidents right in the same area with 2 cars got turned by 2 different guys.
Randall Drake here all by himself, but these cars coming up on him with a full head of steam. The 28 car. Coming up on him with a full head of steam. Kind of backs out a little bit, but he has to drop it to the low line, and it looks like he may have gotten hooked on the apron and comes back up and taps Randall Drake in the rear and spinning Randall Drake out. Randall Drake was running in the 23rd. Oh boy, a bunch of them 99 into it. Oh man, we got a bunch of them wadded up. The 04, the 73. Man, we had a lot of good drivers getting caught up into that. And it looks like Randall Drake barely making it to pit road.
Not only did you have that spin, but if those guys didn't spin out, there was a spin no more than 50 feet behind him. Ray Kingsbury drifted up the track a little bit, got into Aaron Burge, and that caused basically the same wreck, just about 50 feet behind him.
Oh, man. These guys didn't want to see this here, because what are they going to have, about a 2-lap shootout? 1 or 2-lap shootout? Oh, boy. We surely didn't want to see this now.
No, I'm sure nobody wanted to see it besides the leaders, but and you
about 3 more cars have taken their cars behind the wall. Looks like Ray Kingsbury, Michael Hungerford, and Galen Gidman taking their cars behind the wall.
it was a shame to see one of the Packer cars involved. And I know that wasn't Aaron Burge or Alan Boss, but I forgot who that was.
It's all right. So this is caution number 6. Come out with looked like Randall Drake Gittins hooked on the backstretch here. Wow, actually coming around at a turn. It was turn 1, I believe, is where that happened. Turn 2, turn 1.
Yep.
So. All right, well, let's get something set up here, Kyle, for the finish. We're going to have to stay right on these leaders and watch for anything that's coming up beside them and see if anybody's going to have anything for Crabtree. I think Logan Sheets may have a little something he's been saving for him.
I don't know, though, if they'll be restarting on the outside line. It seemed like the inside is dominant on the restarts, and you have Alan Boes, who will be restarting behind Crabtree. If they do get a 1-lap shootout, it depends on if iRacing wants to give it to him or not. So it's really anybody's race yet.
Absolutely.
So hopefully the lights will go on the pace car this time by, but probably not. I think it'll be next time by.
Yeah, I think you're right. So we're going to have about a 2-lap shootout, I believe. So it's going to be about the time the guys get these things wound up. They're going to be wound up to full speed, taking the second lap. And it's going to be anybody's game from here on out.
Hopefully those guys up front are able to quick grab a partner, and they'll be able to, by the time that you get them wound up to speed, you'll be able to push for that last lap, and either you blow up or you make it to the end. So it's really anybody's race yet.
This is where the guys are all communicating right now, trying to find a partner and make sure they've got one to get them to the end, and talking strategy. Just like you said, are they going to push straight off and just keep pushing till it blows, or are they going to just kind of ride behind them? We're going to have to see how this is going to play out for all these drivers. But they're having a great race out here, and I love it. I just love it. Talladega always produces some great racing.
Today it's produced a way better race than I was expecting coming in here. I mean, sometimes you get the long 100-lap races where the first 50 laps are just guys riding around in a single file line. But I mean, we all saw it where they were running 2 wide for about 5 cars deep, 6 cars deep. So it's had some great racing so far today. I'm starting to wonder how much Crabtree is bribing Allen to get on his bumper on the restart and just go with him the rest of the way.
Yeah, it does kind of make you wonder, doesn't it? We're showing our points leader clear back in the 12th position. Rattler back in, Meyer back here in the 12th position. He's probably trying to work out some kind of a deal with somebody back there to help him get up there to the front. If he stays where he's at, he's going to lose a lot of points, and that's going to let Crabtree close in on him a little bit more.
And that's the one thing, though, that Crabtree likes to see is a lot of cars between him and the points leaders. I'm sure every spot is worth a point or something like that. They have it, and I mean, you need the most cars in between you that you can get. So if you want to make a point,
lights are going to go off this time. Yes, they do. So we're going to have a 1-lap shootout. They're going to get the white flag next time. So 1 lap is all they've got to do is stay. Crabtree can stay out front for 1 lap and bring it home.
Although he is restarting first, I still won't count out either Alan Boes or Barry Jacobs Jr. restarting 3rd and 4th. They might be able to get a run and push out whoever's in front of them out to the lead and dump them coming to the start-finish line as in passing that record.
I wonder if Crabtree might have learned a little something off of Perryman jumping that start there on them restarts. If he does, you know, that could be really a good thing for him. He could jump out a little bit. If he's in communication there with Boes, them two could just take right off and leave the field enough to get around one time.
They could do that, but the thing though too is that if he would delay the start a little bit, like wait for the green flag, you'd have everybody thinking that the restarts are going to be the same, and you'll have people thrown off a little bit. So who knows how he's going to restart the race?
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see on this one. But this is going to be on the edge of your seat racing right here. IWCR League bringing it home here with going to have 1-lap shootout. We're going to have to see how all these NFL fans are going to turn out on this race. We've still got 21 cars on the lead lap.
Time for these guys to strap in and hold on tight for 1 more lap.
All right, pace car ducking off. Crabtree holding them back. And he pulls away. There he goes. He's jumping the start a little bit. He waited just long enough. That might have been a good thing for him, but Logan Sheets on that high side. If they can get something going up there, they duck down to the inside. Logan says, nah, maybe I'll just take a 3rd on this. Perryman now up to the 4th position as he's got the hammer down. These guys coming around here is, man, I'll tell you what, this is going to be a heck of a finish.
Yeah, Alan Boes tucked right up underneath Crabtree with Sheets tucked right up behind Boes.
And they're probably going to try to pull out coming through the tri-oval and slingshot right by Crabtree, but I'll bet you Crabtree's driving in that rear view mirror. I'd make that car 100 feet wide if I was him. And here they go.
Both of the run.
Here they go. Coming to the line and they touch. And it looks like the winner is going to be the 21 of Alan Boes coming home the winner. Wow.
All right.
Great finish.
Great finish as a couple cars got in a little bit of a wreck there coming to the line. John Schweikart unfortunately came across the line sideways.
Let's go back and watch this again as they come around. They're touching, coming around through, and he does cross the finish line, the winner. So Alan Boes taking the win.
That was a great race by all these guys. I am so impressed with how close these guys were able to run bumper to bumper, door to door for all 100 laps. And I mean, you can't do that with any group of guys. These guys are they're just all really good, and I give them all the props in the world.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to give them a minute to congratulate him, and we'll see if we can't get down there trackside and get a word in with Alan and ask him how everything went for him, and was he happy with the win today? I'm sure he's going to say, heck yeah.
I don't know, the viewers at home might want to turn down their speakers a little bit. He might be a little loud.
Yep. Alan Boes, this is Rudy Cummings in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alan, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but congratulations on your win today. Tell us about them last couple of laps, buddy.
I'm not so sure how to explain it, but this is just amazing. I feel like this is some redemption from last week at Dover, because I gotta thank someone here. His name is Boes. He helped me win tonight.
Well, it looked good bringing that that Green Bay Packers Chevrolet across the finish line there. Very, very close finish. I don't know the exact count on how close it was, but very good job. Congratulations. And you want to give a shout out to anybody else or a thank you to anybody else?
Jeremy and then Logan. Logan helped push me to the win.
All right, well, great job, Alan. Congratulations again. You deserve it. That you put on a heck of a show out there today. It was great seeing you guys race so good in the pack like that. And congratulations to everybody for running such a good race out there. But congratulations again on your win, Alan. Thank you.
Yep, thanks.
Patrick Crabtree, this is Rudy Cummings in the booth. You got a copy? I wonder if he left the server already.
It says he's still in here, but I don't know.
Patrick Crabtree, this is Rudy Cummings in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Rudy. Sorry. Everybody in TeamSpeak's going crazy.
Great run out there, Patrick. We were really kind of thinking you might be able to pull this win off, but second place ain't too bad. Tell us a little bit about your racing in them last couple of laps. It was pretty intense.
Well, having, 5 teammates in the top 7 really helps it. We had such an advantage on everybody, and we were able to line up passes like that last pass on Christopher Perriman. All 4 of us just freight trained him, and we were able to set ourselves up for the win.
Well, great job out there. Congratulations anyhow on your second place there, Patrick. You want to give a shout out to anybody or a thank you?
Yeah, definitely. I got to give a shout out to Jeremy Bazemore, who unfortunately couldn't make it to this race. He's at the fire station tonight. Thanks for watching, Jeremy.
All right. Well, thank you very much there, Patrick. Our third place guy here, I think it was Logan Sheets. You got a copy? This is Rudy Cummings in the booth.
Yeah, I got you.
Wow, Logan, we really thought you were going to pull off a win too because you were so strong. But tell us a little bit about them last couple laps, if you would, please.
Yeah, my initial plan when we went green was to go with Barry, but he didn't get quite a good enough restart, so I figured if I went with Alan, I might be able to pull like a 3 wide at the end, but didn't work out. But good one for Alan. 4 out of the top 5 on our team.
Very good, and congratulations again, buddy. You want to give a shout out to anybody or a thank you?
Yeah, Jeremy Bazemore and Papa John's.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Good job, and congratulations to everybody in this 100 lapper. Good to see that. So, great job out there, guys. All right, let's see if we can get a picture down here of the rundown and see where everybody finished. Alan Boes, of course, our first place guy here. Great job by Alan pulling out there, coming through the tri-oval and bringing it home. Patrick Crabtree finishing second. He is in second in our points, and he finished quite a. David Rattler, a point leader, finishing in 9th, so Crabtree may have gained a few points on him. Logan Sheets in 3rd, Christopher Perryman finishing 4th, Scott Hunsinger 5th, John Schweikert finishing 6th, Barry Jacobs 7th, Chris DePietro in 8th, David Rattler in 9th, Bill Jett in 10th, Ross Cato finishing 11th, Brian Wilderson in 12th, Donald Stewart 13th, Johnny Foley finishing 14th, Joe Roberts 15th, Zachary Miller 16th, John Batista in 17th, Terry Griffey in 18th, Jonathan Eason 19th, Thomas Brandner finishing in the 20th spot, William Van Diver in 21st, Paul Cremeri in 22nd, Brandon fell, I believe that's how it's spelled, 23rd, Zachary Cahalis in 24th, Aaron Burge in 25th, Greg Sleek in 26th, Randall Drake finishing 27th, Michael Hungerford 28th, Ray Kingsbury 29th, Galen Gidman finishing 29th after 30th, after such a great run that Galen had. Ken Worley in 31st, DeAndre Artis in 32nd, and rounding out the field, Matt Kingsbury in the 33rd. So congratulations to all these drivers out here, and I would like to say thank you to the IWCR League for having us broadcasting their races, and you can tune into MaxSpeedTV.com and watch the races, our website, or check us out on twitch.tv/MaxSpeedTV, and make sure you click that follow button underneath. Also check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/MaxSpeedTV. You'll find all kinds of news, broadcasts, and information that we put there. Pictures, comments. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think of our races. Until next time, we'll see you then.